Every woman's childbirth story is different. There might be similarities, but you will not find two stories that are entirely the same. Hello, great parents. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Life with Vanessa. If you're new here, I'm Vanessa, a toddler mom, and I make videos about toddler development and life in community in general. So today, I'm doing something different. I'm not talking about toddler development. I decided to answer 10 random questions about childbirth. Not that everyone's story is different, and we all have our experiences. I'll be answering these questions based on my experiences. So let's dive into the matter. Question one. What was the very first sign that labor was starting, and did you realize it by doing? Okay, I have to know that I have two babies. So for my first child, very first child, I had like a manual induction. Please, nobody should ask me what a manual induction is. But generally, they say when it's the first child or first pregnancy, you can put to birth at 36 weeks, 37, 38. But me, 40 weeks plus, I was still pregnant and there were no signs of labor at all. So I went to the hospital and my doctor was like, Vanessa, don't you want to put to bed? I was like, I want to put to bed. I don't know what's happening. So he kind of put his hand in there and then he kind of opened, I don't know whether he was opening the way for the child or I don't know. So when he did that, I went home that day. I started feeling some kind of pains that were going and coming, going and coming. They were not really that severe. Then about midnight that same day, I was still feeling the pain when I went to bed, but I felt like one liquid coming out, something blood. So I went to the hospital. I knew that was labor starting. My second baby, I was induced at 38 weeks because I kind of had like an issue. So they had to induce me before. I did not wait for labor to start. That's how that's just it. Story of my life. Second question. What was the single most surprising physical sensation during labor that nobody wants you about? Everybody told me that labor is painful, but nobody told me that the pain is located at a particular area, your lower tummy and your waist. Nobody told me that the pain is located there. I knew it would be painful. I thought maybe your tummy will pain or I don't know, but nobody told me that part. Third question. If you had to describe what contractions actually feel like using a weird analogy, what would it be? I don't know if you guys know Africa Panache is actually a drug that has like everything, all shades of taste, like bitter, sweet, sour. That's how label is. Because when it's just starting, you can say, it's a sour taste. When it cools down, you feel fine. So it's obviously sweet. When it becomes severe, it's bitter because the pain is excruciating. So I would say contractions is like Africa Panache. Question four. What item in your hospital birth bag was a total lifesaver and what did you pack that was completely useless? Okay, for my first child, everything I packed was useful. Everything. And one thing that really saved me was the feeding bottle. Because when I put to bed, I gave it to my first child. The milk was not flowing. Nothing was coming out. 2 days later, no milk. I will give him, he'll pull, but no milk. So that feeding bottle was a lifesaver for me. I just had to buy formula, put in there, and give it to my child because he was already really hungry. For my second baby, most of the things I packed in my hospital bag were useless because in the hospital I was giving everything from diapers to what I have to put on my baby to everything. And there's one particular thing that really helped me, that nipple cream. Yeah, because I remember for my first child, my nipples were sore, but for my second baby, though my nipples were sore before I put to bed, but that cream, that nipple cream really helped me. It helped me with my sore nipples. So that's one thing that saved me. I think I'll look for the name of it and then maybe I'll put somewhere in this video. I don't even know. Question five. What was the funniest or most unexpected thing someone said in the delivery room? So my for my first baby, the I don't know how they call it. the major, like the main nurse, the main how they call it safe, eh, anyways, the main nurse that was there, because the person that delivered my baby was a man, it was not actually a woman, but like the main person that was there to oversee everything, asked that doctor, why would you leave your hand in someone's wife into your part until you're closing your eye? Because like he was trying to help the baby come out, so his hands were in there and he was like closing his eyes. So they asked him why, she asked him that question. And I wanted to laugh, but I was feeling just so much pain so well. And then for my second baby, since the nurse kept asking me, don't you want to take is it epidural or what? I don't know how to that epidural, epidural, oh god, I beg. Anyway, she asked me, don't you want it? Don't you want it? Don't you want it? And I told her, no, I don't want it. So when I kept on saying no, I don't want any epidural, she asked me, you this African women, how why are you like that? For me, it was so I was like, what does it have to do with African women? Anyways, sixth question. Did your original birth plan go according to schedule, or did you really have to throw it out of the window? I did not have any original birth plan. Honestly, I didn't have any. So next question: how did you really feel about pain management, epidural before versus going through it? But I have two babies, and I did not take any epidural for two of the babies. I just went through the pain. So but there was one thing the nurse told me for my second child that really helped me. She told me, don't fight the pain. The more you fight the pain, the more the pain comes, and the longer the contractions, the longer you stay here. Don't fight the pain. And it really helped me because in less than 2 hours, I went from 6 centimeters to childbirth. But for my first pregnancy, nobody told me anything. I labored for 17 hours. 17 good hours were just looking at me, and I was going through the pain. I was trying to fight the pain, and then. So, next question: what was the first thing you ate or drank after giving birth, and did it taste like the best meal of your life? For my first child, when I put to bed, I wasn't really hungry, but my mom came with grilled fish. I just ate a little. I wasn't hungry. I was feeling like kind of depressive. I don't know why. But for my second child, I ate a very good meal. Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. It was I've forgotten. Anyway, my husband bought it on me at one restaurant. It was a mix of chicken breast, rice, sweet corn, veggies, and all whatnot. Next, what is one piece of unsolicited advice about giving birth that turned out to be totally wrong? Um, I didn't have any. I've never had any unsolicited advice. Honestly, never. I think that every advice that was given, every piece of advice, sorry, that was given to me was really helpful. So I've never really had any unsolicited advice. And the last one is looking back, what is the number one thing you would tell someone about to give birth for the very first time? I will tell the person, the first thing I'll tell the person is that the person should not be afraid because everything about childbirth is divine. And I believe that God who found you worthy to mother this child will give you everything it takes for you to bring this child into this world. And then the most important thing, pray. Pray. Pray before, pray during the childbirth process, pray after, because I believe that childbirth does not only end when you push the child to come out. There is much more after. Pray as if your life depends on it because it actually does. That's what I would say to a person who is about to give birth. Dear mommies, do you connect with my experience in one way or the other? Please let us know in the comments. If not, share with us what was the highlight of your childbirth experience. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. See you in my next one. Bye.